There are funny actors, and then there's Matt Damon. The strange thing is, he usually isn't even trying to be funny. Whether he's answering interview questions, joking around with his friends, or accidentally saying something completely unexpected, he somehow turns ordinary moments into comedy gold. From awkward interviews to hilarious stories with Hollywood's biggest stars, these are some of Matt Damon's funniest, unintentional moments that never get old. Let's get into it.
Well, I had it, I did a movie in China, and so I was there for about 5 months with that thing, and then we did a press conference at the very end with that thing. No, it was,
Because I was talking about the internet, but apparently if you dial up interesting facts about people, there's a thing that indicates that you passed away earlier today. on the internet. Is that true? Am I making that up? Did you know about that?
PG-13. There's no violence or sex to speak of. It's just. And I said, what's making it rated R? And they said the language. And I said, okay, well, so we could loop a couple lines. And they go, yeah, but you're only allowed. I think at the time you were allowed to say the F word 3 times. And I said, okay, well, how many are we off by? And they said, you go over by 145.
If you've ever watched Jimmy Kimmel, you've probably heard the famous line, "Apologies to Matt Damon, we ran out of time." What started as a random joke years ago somehow turned into one of the longest-running comedy bits on late-night television. Matt completely embraced it. Instead of acting offended, he kept showing up in sketches pretending to be furious with Jimmy. The funniest part? He always delivered his fake anger with such a serious face that it somehow made everything even funnier. It's one of those jokes that should have died years ago, yet somehow it only keeps getting better. During one interview, Matt was asked a perfectly normal question about filming a movie. Instead of giving the usual polished Hollywood answer, he casually admitted that sometimes actors have absolutely no idea what they're doing. The room instantly burst into laughter. You could tell he wasn't trying to make a joke. He was just being brutally honest. That honesty is probably one of the reasons audiences like him so much.
George Clooney at press conference. And it's a video, right? So I click on it, and apparently this guy stands up and says, "George," and he said, there's hundreds of people in the room, and George is kind of, yeah. He goes, "I am a gay." And George is like, oh, okay. And he goes, "And you are gay." To manage that hair, I never knew. I have a whole new appreciation for my wife and daughter. It's very hard to do.
Because Matt Damon's ponytail, it ended up with its own Twitter account.
Whenever Matt Damon and Ben Affleck appeared together, something always goes wrong. The two have been friends since childhood, and they clearly know exactly how to make each other laugh. During one press interview, Matt started telling a completely normal story, then interrupted. Matt responded. Within seconds, neither of them could stop laughing. The interviewer basically became a spectator. Moments like these feel less like celebrity interviews and more like two lifelong friends forgetting the cameras are even there.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know you guys have known each other forever, and we've heard every story, but I've heard some story that I don't know if it's true. Did you once get injured with an acorn?
Yeah, yes.
It was our biggest fight.
That was yeah. We were doing a movie together called School Ties like 35 years ago. And we were 19, 20 years old, and there were a bunch of us. It was Brendan Fraser was in the movie, Cole Hauser was in the movie, Chris O'Donnell. There was a bunch of us. And in between takes, we were just bored, and we were walking across this school where we were shooting, and there were acorns, and so we just started whipping them at each other.
One thing Matt does surprisingly often is make himself the punchline. Instead of pretending to be perfect, he'll casually admit embarrassing stories or laugh at his own mistakes. That kind of self-awareness is rare in Hollywood. And it's incredibly entertaining because the jokes never feel rehearsed. They just happen.
We get too far down the road. Do you have a little Matthew McConaughey?
Oh, man.
Just a little? Just before we get out of time here, just a little.
The last time I did it was here.
Yeah,
so
and we loved it. We all loved it, and that's all we talk about. Matthew McConaughey taking his shirt off, doing whatever he's running around, having a beer.
I'll tell you what, the Bourne Ultimatum's coming out on Friday. I might just have to take my shirt off. and evidently Brad Pitt had been doing interviews for Inglourious Bastards, and I guess somebody kept asking when he was going to marry Angelina Jolie. Right. And he got so sick of the question, he finally said, you know, I'm going to marry Angelina when George Clooney marries his boyfriend.
You know those stories where every sentence somehow makes things even more awkward? Matt tells those perfectly. Halfway through one interview, he realized the story he was telling wasn't making him look very smart. Most people would have stopped. Matt kept going. The audience couldn't stop laughing. Sometimes the funniest people are simply the ones willing to laugh at themselves.
I've been dreaming of this shot for 15 years, of this sequence, and finally I had a chance to do it. And I goes, well, so how did it come to pass? And he goes, okay. So I go to the safety guy. I tell him this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna explain the whole gag to him.
Right.
The safety guy says, you can't do that. He goes, that's too dangerous. And I'm like, and he goes, so I get another safety guy.
I've got 4 girls. Which of all of these movies do they go, I like that movie, Dad? Because they're like 11 and younger, right?
I haven't seen any of them.
Really?
No.
None of them? Not
No.
even Good Will Hunting?
No, God, no.
Why?
Good Will Hunting.
It's a tearjerker.
Look, I'm very enormously proud of it, but I remember when people at Miramax came to us and said, could you make it PG-13? There's no violence or sex to speak of. You know, it's just. And I said, what's making it rated R? And they said the language. And I said, okay, well, so we could loop a couple lines. And they go, yeah, but you're only allowed. I think at the time it was allowed. You were allowed to say the F word 3 times. And I said, okay, well, how many are we off by? And they said, you go over by 145.
One of Matt Damon's greatest comedy skills is not reacting. Someone beside him will say something absolutely ridiculous. Everyone else starts laughing. Matt just sits there with a perfectly serious expression for about 2 seconds, then suddenly breaks. Those delayed reactions somehow make everything even funnier.
Maybe we could talk about some other fun stuff, like stories from the set of The Bourne Identity, or any of the other hit movies that I've been in.
Or we could talk about stories from the movie Argo, which won Best Picture. And it's just what happened.
Or we could talk about Good Will Hunting. We could talk about who did the bulk of the writing. Kind of answer that one.
Sure, that's a good idea. Or you could learn about things that are actually true, like how incredibly short Matt Damon is.
Or the fact that Ben's left eye twitches every time you say the word Gigli.
What are you doing? Can we cut for a second? We're gonna do this.
Some celebrities treat interviews like business meetings. Matt treats them like conversations. He interrupts himself, changes topics, starts laughing halfway through answers, occasionally forgets the original question entirely. It makes every interview feel unpredictable, and that's exactly why fans love watching them.
That was because that's a paparazzi shot from in between takes.
Oh, it's not even from the movie.
No.
There's no scene where you're like,
No, there's no scene where Odysseus is like, oh, my feet.
how was shooting this movie? Christopher Nolan?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was absolutely the pinnacle of my entire career. I loved every minute
so?
of it.
Really?
Yeah, I just loved it.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Wow!
Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home.
God!
That ginger ale is crazy.
After decades in Hollywood, Matt Damon has done thousands of interviews. You'd think he'd become predictable. Instead, every appearance feels like something unexpected is about to happen. Maybe it's his honesty, maybe it's his awkward timing, or maybe he's simply one of those rare people who becomes funny without even trying. Whatever the reason, it never gets old.
So it's 8 in the morning. This Italian journalist comes in and goes, Matt, is it true what the Brads say? And I have no idea what he's talking about, but of course I go, yeah, of course it's true. So I come back to New York. We arrive, it's one of those all-day flights. We arrive, go to sleep. I wake up in the morning, and I, like you, go to my computer and I check the internet. On CNN, it says, man strips for George Clooney at press conference.
Getting any fights as a kid?
We had a snow day at school, so we would all meet in the Cambridge Common and play tackle football. I mouthed off to a kid that I knew, but he was like your height. He was like 6'6".
Right.
And I might have been 5'3" at the time. And and I said something. I scored on him or something, and I don't know. I said something, but he came for me, and it was like this mountain of a guy came at me, and I was like, oh man. And it was right then that little 5'2" Ben Affleck tackled this dude off of me, like out of nowhere. I was like a junior, and he was like a freshman, and so that was the end of it. And the kid was reasonable, and he was like, all right, I'm not fighting. All right, so let's play. But I remember that was like a big moment going like, this guy is like, he will put himself in a really bad spot for me. Like, this is a good friend.
And he will be Batman.
So, which Matt Damon moment made you laugh the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this compilation, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more celebrity moments that prove real life can be even funnier than the movies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.